much you've really heard it, on paper like this. So I think it'll just be a good review so that we can all, as we're telling people about this trip, we really understand like how we got here.
Right.
So first I just thought, just to share a little bit, because I just had to do a presentation on this the other day, so it's kind of fresh in my mind. K-Rock started 10 years ago as just a one campus program with 60 kids in it. It was directed by Mark Nelson. And at the time, we only had 4 teachers. We had music, dance, drama, and we had a K1 teacher. And they did like worship in the service. So they would go on stage during a service and help lead worship and maybe share some scriptures. But that's kind of just how it started. And over the last 10 years, it's just evolved to be something that really showcased more of what kids were capable of. And the production team at Kensington really made that possible by giving us just awesome opportunities to do things that would require more microphones or involve sets, or musically we had just really great bands to accompany the kids. And because the quality of our productions improved so much, the church really embraced the program, and because it became just a part of what we would do on a weekend service. And the cool thing about that is, we would be able to invite the community, friends and family, to come to this performance. And, in one way they'd be wowed at what these kids were capable of, but on the other side, they were hearing this message, that they might never have been exposed to, because being invited to go see a kid perform is way different than going to church. So, over the years, the program really grew. When I first started, I just started as a music teacher. I didn't really have plans of it. I didn't have any idea of it getting bigger. I just did it as a job. And then as I started directing it and had more of a team kind of come around it, Angela and Nancy and some of these other people, we really started to kind of stumble on something that was really, really unique. Like the idea of teaching kids singing, dancing, and acting, combined with just pointing them towards Jesus. We were just seeing these great leaders, these kids that are growing out of our program with just a confidence in their ability to, perform, but also just having this message that they could share with other people. It was really cool. So now we started with just, those 60 kids. Now we have, almost 200 kids. We had 390 kids just last year enrolled because of, the different sessions that we did. We have 18 paid staff right now. I think that says the battery's going to die.
Oh, it does. No, on mine. Oh. It's okay. It'll be all right.
And then we have 20 of these K-Crew volunteers. So, God's really blown the doors off of this program, and the support for it has been really amazing. And, as we keep growing and new opportunities keep coming our way, it really just shows that this program isn't as much now about the productions that we used to do, but about just the heart of wanting kids to hear the message of Jesus and be encouraged that they can do more than they think they can, that God can use them in a big way. And just, I think we just are using the arts as our vehicle. That's not the end goal. It's a part of what we're passionate about, but it's just a vehicle for these, kids to really hear about Jesus and then have a way to share it with others. So that's kind of how we got to here. And now, Pontiac Schools is going to be doing it. This Brazil trip came along. All in the last year, it seems like God was really starting to move. And the idea of taking K-Rock, somewhere different was just something that we had thought of, but started to happen to be. So just in a quick nutshell, the family, the mom and daughter that run Esther's right now really knew they needed an arts program to reach the girls in their program, because there's really nothing for them outside of they do tutoring, they go to school for just a few hours a day, and their weekends they have no programming. And they would love to do arts, but they don't really have any curriculum to work through, and we don't have teachers that can even do it. So she came to us about a year ago and said, hey, we've got this idea. Is K-Rock something that would be a good fit? Nancy and I were like, maybe, I don't know. That was it kind of ended there. Probably that would be something, we'll talk about it. Well, then on this random, well, not coincidental, but seemed coincidental at the time, we got asked to speak at a conference in Brazil, totally unrelated, because just getting there is a big ordeal to get there. And when we were making the plans to go speak at this conference, we just threw it out there like, hey, can we go visit this Esther's program? And it just worked out that we were able to go. They were there. So we went, before we went to speak at this conference, Nancy and I, we just went to Esther's and met with them for a few days, really honestly having zero idea of what we were even doing there. Just, I guess we'll just go see. And through just sharing our heart for, teaching kids the arts and, how we view this program, and through the needs that they have, we just really could tell, like, we clicked. Like, for their community, kids are not valued at all. They're used in terrible ways, and to give them a voice that's actually bringing hope to the community that's just like the way that God seems to like to work. He likes to use the underdog. Mm-hmm. So there was something really cool right off the bat about not only teaching these kids, arts and giving them something to do, but to just give them a message and a vehicle to like go out into the community and share. And so, we got excited about planning that. And then, they had us meet with YWAM because they go to a church connected to the YWAM base there. And we shared the concept with them too. No agenda, just they wanted to know. Then all of a sudden they're like, we need this program. There's nothing reaching the kids in the community. This could be great. So, long story short, we're going, and the real goal of this trip is not just to run a camp. We don't want to just go and focus on a performance, but to go and really give them the tools that they need, the teachers at YWAM and the teachers at Esther's, to be able to do something like this long term. So we're going to really be wanting to pour into those teachers, give them feedback. One of the things that we noticed when we met there is they don't really have high standards for the students. I don't even think they have a vision for what these kids are capable of. We saw them do like a little performance where they just did some songs, and half the kids didn't perform and just kind of observed, and some of the kids did, and you could see a few that really like were good and had the desire to do it. And it's we were just all of a sudden watching it going, oh my gosh, like this is going to be so fun, because I don't even think the teachers see the potential in these kids. So for us to be able to take that week and try to give them a vision for that and show them like what these kids can do, and then get them out in the community, I think that God can really move through these children if they have the opportunity. So that's really the heart behind this trip. It's really going to impart whatever we can, and to encourage these girls, and their brothers are going to be there too, but encourage them that they can be used by God. So that's just the heart behind this trip. So the K-Rock element that I just kind of want to share with you are really this is the mission of K-Rock. I just want to share it with you just so you all know, and I can email it if you want it.
Is it in your letter?
No. Okay. I didn't put it specifically in there, okay. But there's really three goals of this. So when we do our camp, we're going to be centering our development and our training for the teachers and just the program around these goals. One is just to give these kids an experience in the arts. So they're going to get to experience singing and dancing and drama. They've never really experienced drama. If they've done dancing, it's a very minimal. I mean, they've learned some songs, but this will be very, very new for them, like a focused training. And we're going to teach them about a God who loves them. So all the while we're doing these arts classes, we're pointing them towards Jesus, that he's the one that gives them their value. That's just going to have to be a through line in all of our programming. Two, to use the stage as a platform for them to share their God-given talents and their heart for God with others. I forgot to use the verse. For the giving them the experience in the arts, we just tied the verse Genesis 1:1. In the beginning, God created. So God's a creative God, and anything that we do is an expression of him in us. So just to show them that anything that they're performing, anything that they're creating, is that's God. Oh, he's here. Hey.
Hi.
Come on down.
Sorry I'm late.
No worries.
Do you know Angie, right? Do you know Molly? Yeah, you met.
This is Rebecca.
Hi, Rebecca.
She's at school.
Wait, oh, you can't see me over here.
She's our summer intern. She's in a
Awesome. She just got here, and I shushed her in the hallway.
I don't know. It's all good.
Oh, Henry, you're in the video now.
This is Henry.
Hi.
Hi.
Wait, how is that